The Four Agreements. Introduction. The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz is a powerful book that provides a practical guide to personal transformation and freedom. Drawing on the wisdom of the Toltec people of Mexico, the book offers a set of 4 agreements that can help individuals break free from the limitations of the old dream and create a new reality based on love, truth, and authenticity. Chapter 1: Domestication and the Dream of the Planet. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz explains how we are domesticated by our culture and society, which shapes our beliefs and behaviors from a young age. He compares this process to the training of a domesticated animal, where we are rewarded or punished based on our conformity to societal norms. Ruiz argues that this domestication leads to the creation of what he calls the dream of the planet. This is the collective dream that we all share, which is made up of our beliefs, opinions, and values. It is the way we have been taught to see the world, and it shapes our perception of reality. According to Ruiz, the dream of the planet is not based on truth, but rather on lies and illusions that have been passed down through generations. These illusions include ideas like we are not enough or we need to be perfect, which cause us to suffer and create unnecessary drama in our lives. The author suggests that the only way to break free from the dream of the planet is to become aware of our domestication and the lies that we have been taught to believe. By doing so, we can begin to question our beliefs and choose to live in a way that aligns with our true selves and brings us happiness and peace. Chapter 2: The First Agreement: Be impeccable with your word. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz introduces the first of the 4 agreements, which is to be impeccable with our word. Ruiz explains that our words have immense power and can be used to either create love and happiness or to cause harm and suffering. Being impeccable with our word means using it only for good and avoiding using it to harm ourselves or others. This includes speaking truthfully and authentically, refraining from gossip, and avoiding making commitments we cannot keep. The author argues that being impeccable with our word requires us to be aware of the power of our language and to use it intentionally. We should avoid using our words to blame or judge ourselves or others, and instead, speak in a way that supports and uplifts. Ruiz emphasizes that being impeccable with our word is a lifelong practice that requires discipline and awareness. By doing so, we can create positive change in our lives and in the world around us. Chapter 3: The Second Agreement: Don't Take Anything Personally. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz introduces the second of the 4 agreements, which is to not take anything personally. Ruiz explains that most of what people say and do is a projection of their own reality, based on their own experiences, beliefs, and opinions. Therefore, when someone speaks or behaves in a certain way towards us, it is not necessarily a reflection of our own worth or value. The author argues that taking things personally is one of the main causes of our suffering and conflicts with others. When we take things personally, we react emotionally, and our ego becomes wounded. This can lead to negative thoughts and behaviors that harm ourselves and others. To avoid taking things personally, Ruiz suggests that we practice self-awareness and mindfulness. We can observe our own thoughts and emotions and recognize when we are starting to take things personally. We can also practice empathy towards others and understand that their behavior is not necessarily about us. Ruiz emphasizes that not taking things personally is a powerful tool for personal freedom and happiness. By letting go of our ego and recognizing that most things are not about us, we can live a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Chapter 4: The Third Agreement: Don't Make Assumptions. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz introduces the third of the 4 agreements, which is to avoid making assumptions. Ruiz explains that assumptions are often based on limited information and can lead to misunderstandings, conflicts, and suffering. When we make assumptions about other people's thoughts, feelings, or behaviors, we create stories in our minds that may not be true, and these stories can cause unnecessary drama and stress. The author argues that the best way to avoid making assumptions is to communicate clearly and ask questions. By asking questions and seeking clarity, we can avoid misunderstandings and conflicts, and we can build stronger relationships based on trust and respect. Ruiz emphasizes that not making assumptions is a powerful tool for personal freedom and happiness. By recognizing that our assumptions are often based on limited information, we can let go of our need to control or judge others, and we can live a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Chapter 5: The Fourth Agreement: Always Do Your Best. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz introduces the fourth and final agreement, which is to always do your best. Ruiz explains that doing our best is about putting forth our maximum effort, regardless of the outcome. It means not comparing ourselves to others, but instead focusing on our own growth and improvement. The author argues that doing our best is the key to personal mastery and fulfillment. By always striving to do better, we can develop a sense of purpose and satisfaction in our lives, and we can become the best version of ourselves. Ruiz emphasizes that doing our best requires us to be kind to ourselves and to recognize our limitations. We should not push ourselves to the point of exhaustion or burnout, but instead find a balance between effort and self-care. The author also suggests that doing our best is a daily practice, and that it is important to approach each day with a mindset of positivity and intentionality. Chapter 6: The Toltec Path to Freedom. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz discusses the Toltec wisdom tradition and how it can be used as a path to personal freedom. Ruiz explains that the Toltecs were an ancient civilization in Mexico that developed a deep understanding of the nature of reality and the human experience. They believed that everything in the universe is made of energy and that we are all connected to each other and to the divine. The author argues that the Toltec path to freedom is about recognizing the illusions that we create in our own minds and transcending them. He suggests that we can do this by practicing the four agreements and becoming more aware of our own thoughts and behaviors. Ruiz also emphasizes the importance of self-love and self-acceptance in the Toltec tradition. He suggests that we can cultivate these qualities by recognizing our own worth and embracing our unique strengths and weaknesses. Overall, the Toltec path to freedom is about becoming more conscious and more connected to the divine. By practicing the four agreements and embracing our own worth and uniqueness, we can transcend the illusions of our own minds and live a life of personal freedom and fulfillment. Chapter 7: The New Dream. The New Dream. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz discusses the concept of the old dream and the need for a new dream that is based on truth and authenticity. Ruiz explains that the old dream is a collective dream that is based on the beliefs and values of society, such as the pursuit of money, power, and success. This dream is often driven by fear, scarcity, and the need for validation from others. The author argues that the old dream is a source of suffering and conflict in the world, and that it is time for a new dream that is based on love, truth, and authenticity. This new dream is about recognizing our own worth and the worth of others, and living our lives with intention and purpose. Ruiz suggests that the new dream can be realized through the practice of the four agreements and the cultivation of self-awareness and self-love. He also emphasizes the importance of being true to ourselves and living our lives according to our own values and beliefs. Chapter 8: The Messenger's Fourfold Agreements. Don Miguel Ruiz presents a new set of four agreements that he received from a messenger who he believes to be a manifestation of the divine. Ruiz explains that the messenger's fourfold agreements are similar to the original four agreements, but they provide a deeper understanding and a more profound spiritual perspective. The first agreement of the fourfold agreements is to be without judgment. This means that we should not judge ourselves or others, but instead approach everything with compassion and understanding. The second agreement is to be without fear. This means that we should not allow fear to control our lives, but instead approach challenges with courage and confidence. The third agreement is to be without limits. This means that we should not limit ourselves or others, but instead recognize our infinite potential and the potential of the universe. The fourth agreement is to be without expectations. This means that we should not attach ourselves to specific outcomes or expectations, but instead trust in the unfolding of the universe and the divine plan. Chapter 9: The Agreements That Can Change Your Life Forever. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz summarizes the key concepts and practices from the previous chapters and emphasizes the transformative power of the four agreements. Ruiz explains that the four agreements are not just a set of rules or principles, but a way of life that can lead to personal freedom and fulfillment. By practicing the four agreements, we can break free from the illusions and limitations of the old dream and create a new dream that is based on love, truth, and authenticity. The author also emphasizes the importance of self-love and self-acceptance in the practice of the four agreements. He suggests that by embracing our own worth and uniqueness, we can cultivate the courage and confidence needed to live our lives according to our own values and beliefs. Ruiz also suggests that the practice of the four agreements can have a positive impact on the world as a whole. By becoming more conscious and more compassionate, we can become the agents of change in creating a more peaceful and harmonious world. Overall, the four agreements are a powerful tool for personal growth and transformation. By committing to the practice of the four agreements and embracing our own authenticity and worth, we can live a life of personal freedom, joy, and F. Chapter 10, The Recapitulation. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz provides a summary of the key concepts and practices from the book and emphasizes the importance of the recapitulation as a tool for personal growth and transformation. Ruiz explains that the recapitulation is a process of self-reflection and self-evaluation that allows us to become aware of the beliefs and patterns that have been holding us back in life. By examining our past experiences and identifying the limiting beliefs and behaviors that we have adopted, we can begin to let go of the old patterns and create new, empowering beliefs and behaviors. The author emphasizes that the recapitulation is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process of self-awareness and self-reflection. He suggests that we should continually examine our thoughts, feelings, and actions and make conscious choices that align with our values and goals. Ruiz also emphasizes the importance of forgiveness in the recapitulation process. He suggests that we should forgive ourselves and others for past mistakes and let go of any resentment or anger that we may be holding on to. Conclusion: The Four Agreements is a must-read for anyone seeking personal growth and transformation. By practicing the four agreements and embracing our own worth and authenticity, we can break free from the illusions and limitations of the old dream and create a new reality.